Hello, Florida. This is President Donald J. Trump. Melania and I are praying for you as you face the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. We are deeply saddened by the devastation being reported, and it sounds like it's as bad as it gets. And we feel so sorry for you, and we want God to be with you, and we know God is with you. Our hearts go out.
These monies that you get from FEMA, that $750 was money up front for people who can't access ATM machines.
Whenever Donald Trump opens up Truth Social, we know disaster ensues. When he brings his anger grievance complaints or his thoughts to his platform, we know it is bound to backfire on Donald Trump. And that is exactly what happened with two videos that he posted today. The first, just completely hypocritical and ridiculous, and it's why I want to take a look at it. But the second one instantly backfired. It absolutely humiliated Donald Trump in a couple of ways. And of course, we're going to check that all out. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the community. We are building on this channel. It really goes a long way. Now let's get into this really hypocritical clip from Donald Trump that he posted about Hurricane Milton, and then we're going to call it out.
Hello, Florida. This is President Donald J. Trump. Melania and I are praying for you as you face the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. We are deeply saddened by the devastation being reported, and it sounds like it's as bad as it gets. And we feel so sorry for you, and we want God to be with you, and we know God is with you. Our hearts go out to each and every one of you. To those who've lost so much, know that you are not alone. We've seen you stand tall against storms before, and you will stand tall now. And hopefully on January 20th, you're going to have somebody that's really going to help you and help you like never before, because help is on the way. Together, we will rebuild, we will recover, and we will come back stronger, bigger, better than ever before. Please keep your faith, hold strong, and look out for one another, because the sun will shine again over the beautiful Florida that we love so much. I live there also. We love it so much. You're in our thoughts, and together we will come back better than before. You're going to be better than before. And just keep your chin up, and God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Florida. Your governor is doing an excellent job. I've been talking to him and watching. Ron is doing a really good job. We're proud of him. And we're going to have something very, very special in the end. I think it's going to turn out a lot better than people thought, but this is a big one, so be very, very careful. Thank you very much.
So first of all, before we get into the substance or really lack thereof of what Donald Trump said, in that clip, he just looks grotesque in that video, just too close, too clear of a camera shot. I just don't like seeing that. But for Donald Trump to pretend that he's sending his thoughts and prayers by to those affected by this hurricane in my home state of Florida, first of all, it's absolute BS. Donald Trump doesn't care. He only wants to use this natural disaster to benefit himself politically, just like he did with Hurricane Helen, so we know Donald Trump doesn't care. And for him to fan that he does is just so disingenuous and sad to see. And I am not the only one who thought that. Of course, we've been seeing Donald Trump push misinformation about President Biden and Vice President Harris' response to Hurricane Hen. And it's not just Democrats calling them out. It's Republicans and Fox hosts like Neil Cavuto right here.
These monies that you get from FEMA, that $750 was money up front for people who can't access ATM machines, that kind of thing. So it wasn't just a one-shot, that's it. It's a way for people to get hands on cash they desperately need, not the only money they will ever get or hope to get. But that kind of misinformation gets out there. And whether it's perpetrated by a politician or someone you think is someone of note and authority, it is wrong and it is bull, and it cannot be tolerated. We'll have more to this.
Donald Trump's lies aren't just ridiculous, but they're hurting affected communities. He is the reason why people don't know how to find the right information they need to get the relief and aid that should be easily attainable. No, they are having their social media flood feeds flooded with conspiracies and lies coming from Donald Trump because he wants to distract and attack President Biden and fight President Harris. And this just goes to show what his mentality reality is all the time. It's always served Donald Trump in any way possible. He just doesn't care. And that's exactly what we can see in the second video that Donald Trump posted on Truth Social today, which backfired in a pretty funny way. But first, let's check it out.
Whatever you can send to the campaign, we'll put it into commercials. We're doing a lot of commercials, and they're really good. Whatever you could send, please send, and you have the link. But you're very special people. We have to win the election. It's the biggest election of our time. It's probably the biggest election maybe in the history of our country.
The man is standing in a golden penthouse overlooking Central Park begging for money. The same guy grifting with watches and shoes and Bibles and whatever else he can get his hands on from China to sell. And by the way, little bit of breaking news here. Most of the Bibles that Donald Trump has sold were made in China. So little bit of a fact there for the guy who's so tough on China. But this is a guy who is doing everything he can to grift as much as possible. And it would be really just funny if it wasn't so sad. But it also is even funnier when we take a look at this clip of Donald Trump from yesterday.
You don't even have to give us any money. That's a pretty good deal, right? Just vote. Vote for all of us. You're not voting for me. You're voting for all of us. We're going to save our country. It's being run by incompetent people that have no idea what the hell they're doing. Early voting is underway now, so when the polls open...
No, we don't need your money. But also, send me all your money and buy my $100,000 watch and my stupid shoes and whatever else he's selling. He's selling something new today. Is it a coin? Is he selling utensils, plates? Donald Trump, plates. I don't know. He's going to come up with something ridiculous in this last couple of weeks before the election because, of course, that is what he's focused on. But it's not just grifting that. Donald Trump is focused. He's got a lot going up in that brain. He's got a lot of thoughts bouncing around in there, like complaints and whining and grievance. And we saw one of the more ridiculous complaints from Donald Trump in this clip right here.
If I were named Obama, I would have had the Nobel Prize given him in 10 seconds. He got the Nobel Prize. He didn't even know what the hell he got it for. Remember, he got elected. Well, so did I. He got elected, and they announced he was getting the Nobel Prize. Remember, he said, "Oh, what did I do?" He didn't know what the hell he did. He got the Nobel Prize for doing nothing. For getting elected, but I got elected too. And, if I think of that, we did something, the Abraham Accords, unprecedented. Nobody thought it was possible. And I'm not saying want or not. I'm just saying if it was anybody else, liberal, Democrat, they would have had it before the damn thing was even signed, So there has to be fairness, and I don't care, but I'm not looking for it. I'm not politicking for it. I'm just saying that there's a lot of unfairness in this world, and I think...
Less than 30 days out from the election, what's his focus? Why he doesn't have a Nobel Prize? What if VP Harris said that, I know we shouldn't play this game, but the media refuses to cover anything he says in any capacity. And of course, we have to point it out. And it's fun to laugh at it a little bit because it's ridiculous. But this is an incredibly narcissistic and self-centered person. It's exactly what we are talking about with his response to the hurricane, with his lies in his conspiracies. It's exactly what we're talking about with his grifting. And it's exactly what we're talking about with all his complaints and whining. It couldn't be more obvious, and it's not that they're just annoying to hear, but they are impactful and dangerous. As we have talked about, it's the reason why we see Republican state and local officials calling him out. And those aren't the only Republicans calling Donald Trump out. One Republican specifically, or at least his voice and his words were used to call out Donald Trump in a new ad from the Lincoln Project.
My fellow Americans, it's time to clean house. Clean out the privileges and perks. Clean out the arrogance and big egos. Clean out the scandals.
Trump found guilty on all 34 criminal charges against him.
Beware the temptation of pride.
I am the chosen one.
Don't let anyone tell you that America's best days are behind her.
The American dream is dead.
There are people who try to will freedom away. They try to legislate it away.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
That's what tyranny is.
He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
Regimes planted by bayonets do not take root. Armed aggression must not succeed.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
I am certainly no fan of Ronald Reagan, but I will be a fan of using his words against Donald Trump if they move Republican voters, which we need to continue to make sure we're doing in the home stretch of this election. Now, we've talked about a lot of serious topics and a lot of important stuff in this video, so to close it out, I think we need to talk about a little piece of news that seemed to go unnoticed. And I need you to put your best listening ears on and really dive deep into this clip, because Donald Trump might have pass gas in the middle of his speech. I know maybe it seems childish, but there's a lot of people speculating about it. Please listen to this clip and let me know what you think.
From commerce to labor to FEMA. From commerce to labor to FEMA.
I know this isn't the most important story of the day. We have to have a little bit of fun. It is so stressful every single day having to listen to this buffoon and push back against his lies. But did you hear that? I heard a little bit of something. It might have been there first, reported by Midas Touch. I want to give him credit for it, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like that's a good closing message for the end of this election, but we have to continue to talk about ours, and we're going to every single day. Our closing message that is not passing gas, and we are going to do so on this channel every single day, like I said. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.